You walk into a casino, you see a sea of blackjack tables. Ever wonder if they're all the same? Well, I'm here to tell you they are not even close. In fact, some of them are basically traps designed to take your money faster. And the crazy part? The secret is hidden in plain sight, if you know what to look for. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on blackjack's hidden price tag.
All right, so picture this. You're standing there, and you see two blackjack tables. Both say $10 minimum. They look exactly the same, right? Same green felt, same dealer, same deck of cards. But one of those tables is secretly way more expensive than the other. So how in the world are you supposed to know which one is the trap before you even put a chip down?
And this is exactly what I'm talking about. See? It's designed to be confusing. Everything looks equal, everything feels the same, but trust me, there's a tiny little piece of information, often just a few words printed on the felt, that completely changes the odds. This isn't about getting lucky cards, folks. This is about reading the fine print.
Which brings us to our first big idea. That hidden price tag on a blackjack game, it has almost nothing to do with your luck or even how well you play your hands. The real cost is baked into the rules of that specific table before you even sit down. You know, it's funny. So many of us spend hours, hours, memorizing those basic strategy charts. Should I hit a 16 against the dealer's 10? We sweat those decisions. But here's the kicker. Our source material says that's totally backwards. The environment, in other words, the rules of the table, that's what really matters. It has a way bigger impact on your money than any single decision you'll make in a hand. Yeah, think of the rules as the game's DNA. They control everything. They decide how much you get paid for your best possible hand. They determine how much you're going to lose on your worst hands. They even tell the dealer exactly what they have to do. And most importantly, they decide what tools you have in your toolbox. So yeah, once you pick a table, you're pretty much locked into that rule book.
Okay, everybody, listen up. If you forget everything else I say today, please remember this one thing. The absolute number one, most important rule you need to look for is the payout for a natural blackjack. This is the hill to die on. It's non-negotiable.
And here's the matchup. In this corner, the champion, the gold standard. Blackjack pays 3-2. That's the way the game was meant to be played. And in the other corner, the pretender, the trap, blackjack pays 6-5. Now I know what you're thinking. 6-5 sounds bigger than 3-2, right? Nope. It's a clever trick, and it has a truly devastating effect on your bankroll.
Let's just do some simple math here. Let's say you bet $10. At a good 3-2 table, you hit a blackjack. Boom, you get paid $15. Now, at that other 6-5 table, that same exact $10 bet, same exact perfect hand, only gets you $12. You are literally being shortchanged $3 on your best possible hand every single time. And believe me, that adds up incredibly fast.
And here's why that matters so much. That one single tiny rule change, it more than doubles the house edge. We're talking about the casino's built-in mathematical advantage just jumping through the roof. There is no strategy in the world, I don't care how perfectly you play, that can make up for that kind of disadvantage. It's like starting a race 100 yards behind the starting line. You just can't win.
Get ready for this, because this is probably the most counterintuitive, mind-blowing part of this whole thing. A $5 table that pays 6-5 is in the long run more expensive for you to play at than a $25 table that pays the proper 3-2. Let that sink in. That low minimum bet isn't a bargain. It's bait. It's a psychological trick to get you to sit down at a terrible game.
Okay, so job one is done. You've scanned the casino floor and you've found a table that pays 3-2. Awesome. That's the big one. But now, how can we make a good game even better? What are the other green flags, the signs of a truly player-friendly table? All right, here are the top ones to look for. Dealer stands on soft 17, or S17. All that means is the dealer has one less chance to draw a card and beat you. It helps you. Late surrender is amazing. Got a terrible hand like a 16 against a dealer's 10? This rule lets you just give up the hand and get half your bet back. It's a huge money saver. And then you've got double after split and resplitting. These just give you more weapons, more options to really maximize your winnings when you're in a strong position.
All right, we've talked about the good stuff. Now let's flip it around. Besides that awful 6-5 payout, what are the other red flags? What are those sneaky little rules casinos throw in to chip away at your chances?
Okay, here are some big ones to run away from. First, no surrender. That just means you're stuck playing out every single garbage hand with no escape hatch. Then there's restricted doubling, like only letting you double down on a 10 or 11. That takes away one of your most powerful moves. And finally, those big, bulky, continuous shuffling machines, the CSMs. All they really do is speed up the game, which means you play more hands per hour, and your money gets exposed to the house edge way, way faster. So that's a lot of information, I know, but how do you actually use this in a real casino with all the noise and distractions? Well, I've got you covered. Here's your dead simple 30-second action plan to scout out any table before you even think about sitting down.
Okay, here's your checklist. It's 5 simple steps. 1. Look for the payout. It's usually written right on the table. Does it say 3-2? If not, walk away. Pass-fail. 2. Look at the felt again for the dealer's soft 17 rule. 3. Just ask the dealer, do you offer surrender? They'll tell you. 4. Ask about doubling and splitting. Can I double after a split? Simple question. And 5. Just look at the shoe. Is it a big, clunky machine or a classic dealing shoe? That's it. 5 steps, 30 seconds, and you'll know if the game is good or bad.
All right, we're getting close to the end here, and I want to leave you with what I think is the most important lesson in all of this. See, the most powerful move in blackjack, it's not hitting, it's not standing, it's not even doubling down on an 11. It's something much, much bigger.
This right here, this quote says it all. You could be the best blackjack player on the planet. I mean, you could play every single hand with the perfection of a supercomputer. But if you're sitting at a table with a bad set of rules, you are still guaranteed to lose more. The game is already stacked against you before the cards even come out.
So that brings us full circle. After everything we've talked about, the payouts, the dealer rules, the surrender option, what is the single most powerful move you, the player, can make at a blackjack table to protect your money?
It's this, standing up. Seriously, the ability to look at a bad game, recognize it for what it is, and just walk away, that is the most powerful and most profitable move you can ever make. It costs you $0, and it saves you more than any card you'll ever play.
And really, that's what it all comes down to. Good games with good rules, they're just sitting there, waiting for players to pay attention. The bad games, though, they need all the distractions, the flashing lights, the super low minimums, to lure you in and hide the fact that they're a ripoff. So the next time you go to play, just remember, the most important decision you'll make happens long before you ever place a bet.